Good morning everyone, and it's the time of the year again. Seed haul videos. Last year I had some big problems filming this video. I was so interrupted, but my haul is a lot smaller this year, and I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do. Last year I really went over the top with my seeds. This year I tried to not order anything just because I still do have a lot of last year's seeds. So we will check what I have. My container is a complete mess. I did not do anything. I did not replace my seeds or anything since the gardening season, so it is a complete mess. I think I'm even missing some of these little boxes, seed boxes. So it might be in the greenhouse, which is really not a good thing, but oh well, it's probably empty. So I will start with showing what I have, and then we'll see what I ordered. My first little box is, I will try to clean the stuff up at the same time because it's really a mess. I should not start the season this way. This is my herbs. I do have some stuff I did not use, like borage, parsley, catnip. I had a cat. I don't have a cat anymore. My cat passed away on December 23rd. I do have some basil that I use. Some thyme. I use a lot of these, but I do have a ton of different packets. Thyme, rosemary. All these, most of these, I still have some in my garden tower, so it's nice. Dill. I did have a lot of dill this year. For some reason I don't have any in my garden tower right now, which is a shame. Sweet marjoram, oregano, marsh. This is mint. Clearly I opened it, but I have actually no recall of what happened with this. I knew I wanted it to have some mint, but also to make some teas. Same thing with marshmallows. I'm guessing they died. I had a little bit too much on my plate last year. I went overboard. It was too much. I'm gonna do the same this year. Let's just hope I don't lose as much. This is oregano, but doesn't seem to have much left in it. Oh yeah. This is ciboulette. What is it in English? Ciboulette. These guys. Cilantro. Sage. Basil again. I did have a lot of multiple varieties of basil, and I loved it, to be honest. For some reason, I just struggle to grow them inside. I don't have any in my garden tower right now. Still some dills and some thyme, so nothing really impressive out there. I'm not trying yet like so many types of herbs. I like to have these guys. I really need to have more borage this year. They are good for the pollinators. Yes, they're good for the pollinators, but to be honest, my field, we don't really mow the lawn. And we have so many dandelions. We have like the normal waves. We have dandelions. After the dandelions die, it's just they just become. It just becomes a huge yellow sea. It's really nice to see. When they die, we have, you know, it just looks like the typical flowered prairie you can imagine, with all kinds of colors, and it's so beautiful. The only shame in that is that I don't really like when the kids go play in there, because it is completely filled with bees, which is nice because our neighbors have bees, so I like having their bees around, and they always give us some honey afterwards, and we will eventually have some bees. But so this package is doesn't have much in it, but I know I have a ton of packages I should put in there in my box, and you'll see why, because this is my cabbage and brassicas little box. I have some kale, some Brussels sprouts. These guys did so well. If you follow me, you might remember that I thought I had a ton of cabbage and that all my Brussels sprouts died, but actually it was the opposite. I did have a lot of Brussels sprouts and a little bit of cabbage, which was nice for me because I love Brussels sprouts. My family prefers cabbage. So this year my plan is to really go crazy about with these guys. For the first time I tried. If you're new here, this is actually my second and a half year. I have been gardening for over 10 years in my little Montreal balcony and in a little garden here and there, but I was never super serious about it. I've been starting seeds for 5 to 6, maybe 7 years, but I was just trying to wing it. I remember starting seeds, but like have a day that I start my seeds. I start my tomatoes, my cucumbers, my lettuce, my cabbage, it was seed starting day for everything. But it was still successful. I liked it very much, but I was not super serious about it. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is going to be my second full season here, because the first one we moved here on July 1st. So I did plant a few things, but it was like really like, let's hurry. You know, with moving and with babies and stuff like that, it was really like, let's like throw some dirt there and plant some things. So I did have a few tomatoes and stuff like that. I did just for fun, went through all of this and planted a few seeds in my greenhouse, and we did harvest some things. It was nice, but it was not like the real experience. Last year was my first real experience with, you know, some more knowledge on when to start seeds, how to start seeds, with some grow lights, and va en prendre une dans la cuisine. And it was actually, I mean, of course I had big expectations, but it went really well. So this year is my second year. So now I really witnessed the power of cold hardy plants. I did harvest some cabbage and kale and broccoli and Brussels sprouts under the snow, which is something we have really soon, like in October, sometimes in September, not this year, but our first frost date is around September 15th, and this year it was September 15th. So I knew all about this stuff, but I never experienced it. I did start the seeds for my fall garden. It did all of it get eaten by these white butterflies caterpillars. You know, the little green caterpillars. It was completely decimated. I didn't have a single one on any of my brassicas for the whole summer, but that little patch of like 100 plants in my greenhouse just completely eaten. That being said, I did not push that much to have more, and I was not conscious about how much food I would have if I was more serious about my fall garden. So I do have all of these, and I do have a box almost full of just for my fall garden. So I do have some scarlet kale, some dwarf blue scotch kale, the chou pommé, it's a cabbage, but this, like I said, is something that I do have a lot more of them. I will have to put them in. This is my broccolis and cauliflowers. So this is a mixed one between the broccoli and the cauliflower. It's the Romanesco. Whoops. I do have the purple of Sicily. That purple cauliflower. The snowball cauliflower. I barely had any cauliflower this year. Maybe that's what I lost the most. I did have some nice broccoli, but I still have a purple peacock and the Chico. So tomatoes, I think last year I ordered something like 40 different varieties to realize it's really a roll of dice where I live. Almost none of them had the time to completely mature on the vine. Except the little ones. I would say that outside the Berry's Crazy Cherry Tomato was really successful and more like those cherry tomato types. But the big ones, I don't think I had a single one becoming red on the plant, unfortunately. But that's really... It doesn't mean I won't plant still dozens and dozens of plants outside, because we might have a good year next year. Last year, our last frost date was on June 17th, and our first frost date was on September 15th. So that's really not a long season. But I also made a lot of mistakes regarding my seedlings, and we'll talk about that in another video. I don't even remember what the kinds are. One thing for sure is that inside the greenhouse they were successful, so I know that I need to focus on my greenhouse when it comes to these. I have Tomate Rose de Berne. This comes from maisontuckerhouse.ca, heritage seeds. I didn't check these this year. We have Purple Zebra. This one had some zebra. The big orange tomato. I'm not sure if it was the Dr. White cheese or this one that made me the biggest tomatoes I had. I did really have some huge tomatoes. And these guys, these guys in the greenhouse really made some nice tomatoes. So I have some Amish Italian tomatoes, tomatoes. Garden peach. I can't even remember because I had so many yellow types, and I did write on these knowing that it would maybe wear off, and a lot of them just completely disappeared, the names. So I did plant, I did not know what I was planting. So I know I did harvest some yellow tomatoes. Maybe it was some yellow tomatoes, but maybe it was red tomatoes that were not ready yet. The Abe Lincoln too was really successful in my greenhouse. Really good. Yellow pear. I ordered these knowing that I was not sure if I would like them, because they have this sort of meaty texture. I don't know. They're not that good to eat like that. These were successful outside, but I could not say I enjoyed eating them like that. I did use them in my cooking and my canning. This one was a really successful one too. I think it was one of my favorite. It's the ananas. Ananas is pineapple, so this is the ananas bio. I did keep a few seeds from my tomatoes. This one was really one of my favorites. The Ceylon. And just reading the description, I did not remember what they were, the Ceylon, but reading the description, it says petite tomate bijou aplatie et côtelée comme une citrouille miniature. So it's a small tomato. It really does look like an Abe, let's say an Abe Lincoln, but like not as fat. And it's really tiny. They are so good. These ones, I will for sure put a lot of them in my greenhouse because I want a lot of them. I think I had them outside and had a few of those, and they were really good. I have the Golden Delight, the Cherokee Purple, the Big Rainbow. I think I did not let these guys mature enough because I did not have that many of them. Same thing with Purple Rain. Is this the same thing? No, Cherokee Purple and Purple Rain. Hartman's Yellow Gooseberry. The Sunrise Bumblebees did have a lot of success in my greenhouse too. I mean, every single tomatoes I had in my greenhouse had success. The Thornburn Terracotta. The thing is, I will explain my plan is for the greenhouse later, but I for sure really need to identify them better this year because I know that for a lot of these, I just did not let them become ripe, totally ripe, because I was not sure if maybe they were Dr. White's or any kind of other yellow or orange variety. And the Orange Jazz. I did not order that many tomato seeds, but you will see, I will show you what I ordered after that. But I'm really happy I still have a lot of these. Cucumbers. Our favorite one this year was the lemon. I do have the National Pickling. These guys, I did plant them in the greenhouse, but not enough of them. So I did not have enough of them at the same time to be able to can them or pickle them. The Richmond green apple, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if the lemon, the ones we really liked were the lemon, yellow cucumber, the yellow cucumber lemon, or the Richmond green apple. It was surely one of those because I did have a lot of my cucumber plants die because of that late frost. I think it was the green apple, but no, I think it was the lemon. They were more of a yellowish. But these guys, I'm gonna plant some again, and I will focus again on the greenhouse. The early Russian for pickling. This is Tantalis cucumber. I can't say which one I had, the long ones. I have Suyo Long. I think this one was successful too. And Concombre des Antilles. I can't really say which ones were successful because I barely had any last year, which sucked. You know what I loved? You know, when you just go outside to pick the snacks. We were going out and I would just go in the garden with a bowl or something and just pick whatever we had for snacks. The sunflowers and the pumpkins. I did have some big sunflowers, but not that big. My season is really not that long. Maybe I will try a few starts from these to let them grow, but I did have some maybe, I don't know, I think almost a foot wide, which is really good, but they didn't have the time to mature and provide us with some seeds, which is not that big of a deal since I grow them mostly because I just love looking at them. The short stuff, I did have one or two of these. Same thing with the chocolate cherry. I will all plant these again. Autumn Beauty. So I can't say this one, what it looks like, but we'll see. I just need to identify more stuff. The Mammut Géant, this is another big one. I can't say, like I said, which one I had. The squashes, I did not have a single, I did not have a single squash except maybe 1 or 2 little zucchinis. So I'm gonna try again, of course, but I wish I could have these guys, Rouge Vif de Tempe, but I don't think it's really realistic for me to think I will be able to, you know, grow all of these guys. Doesn't say how long it takes. This was a Hubbard, I don't know what it is. Butternut squash, spaghetti squash, zucchini, green zucchini, black futsu. All the ones that come from the Jardin des Coumènes or these guys from the Marché Jean Talon. It's Semence Ancestrale, heirloomseeds.ca. They actually have a better chance because they're from here. They sell stuff that can sell here. I have the pink banana, unlike, you know, the Baker Creek that I did order some, but they are far from here. So I'm just pushing my luck with them. The Cheyenne bush and the yellow zucchini. I do have a little package here of plum purple sunflower. You'll have to try that. This year, you know what was hard last year is that the season started and I had one raised bed and just completely dead soil in my greenhouse. So I did start the year, I mean, it already starts late. I did have to build the garden at the same time. This year, of course, I will continue building it. Of course, it will be a lot of work, but I still have 10 raised beds that are mostly ready. I did not clean my mess in the greenhouse, but that is nothing compared to what I had to do last year. So last year, if I wanted to plant, I had to build the raised bed and fill the raised bed and, you know, do everything. And to buy the compost, I will have to buy compost this year, I will, but this will be our first year with chickens, so it might be one of the last year that we actually spend a fair amount of money on compost, which is really exciting. I might push my luck and not put compost in the ones that I did put last year and that I know that I amended a lot. I did have some that I just did not put anything but dirt in there and just crossed my fingers. So these guys, I will take care of them more, but that's really like nothing compared to what I had to do last year. Next, we have the melons. I did not have a single melon last year. Like I said, I've been learning and melons need to grow in my greenhouse. I did have 2 tiny, I think it was these, the Blacktail Mountains, that just started. They were this big when I had my first frost. I do have King and Queen Winter. We have the Noir des Carmes, the Rich Sweetness, 132, the Banana, and the Siberian, Sweet Siberian. See, this guy, maybe it was these, because these take 80 days. So if I start these inside, I know they're not good varieties to transplant, but if I do, maybe 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks before my frost date, I might have a chance to actually, oh no, I didn't mix everything, to have some of them. I could just plant them outside, I will probably try, but in 80 days I'm pretty confident I will have some fruit, but I can just like try and give myself a little more chance by doing 1 or 2 or 3 weeks early. I have some sugar snap peas. If I'm right, these guys were super successful last year. I have some corn, which I did not have a single grow. I have the Brewer Mountain. This is to make popcorn. My goal was to be able to grow a little bit of popcorn. We will try again, but maybe not focus that much on them. I do have these corns that were given to me in a seed exchange that I planted last year. I don't think I planted any of these. Maybe. I did plant a lot of corn. They did grow about 2 to 3 feet and then just they died or the season was done. But they were not planted in like a nice soil or whatever, and I know they're quite a hungry variety. The celery though. Celery was a huge success for me. But I do have this Chinese pink, which is pretty popular, but I won't buy these anymore. I will plant the ones I have, but they are so tiny, and when you cook them, they just blend. So, or maybe I can keep them for the kids. But my celery was so successful. I think it was one of my most successful crop, other than peas. So really glad about that. I think I will go more for the tall Utah as far as production goes. And I have the Plein Blanc Doré. This one too was quite successful, but like the other one, pretty tiny, really tiny branches. Really good to snack on, but nothing super impressive. I think I took like 6 completely grown celery heads and for a spaghetti sauce, and I barely had it. I had a few cups maybe. What is in here? Look at this package. If these guys, I need to plant them this year because yeah, not really a model to follow on that. These are peas, Petit Provençal. I do still have cat grass. The cats around don't really have the habit of going into my garden, so I don't know. I was really buying that for my cat. We don't plan on having a cat anytime soon, so we'll see. Same with the Petit Pois Provençal. Oh, what the hell is this? This is clearly something that was given to me. Oh, these are pumpkin seeds. Oh yeah, these are the seeds of pumpkins. It's a couple I met on the seeds exchange that have been harvesting these seeds for 3 years now, and they've been harvesting the earliest of their pumpkin. So I will try that. And I have some flower seeds, double white, baby's breath double white. I like them when I saw them on Etsy, but I don't think I had any flowers of these last year. Speaking of flowers, I don't have them with me, but I do have a huge package of flowers, but I can't even like show them to you and tell you, hey, that's this, because I had in last fall, I had to spend the day in another town around, and I had to waste some time, so I went to lunch and then grabbed an ice cream and then wandered around and discovered this huge park, which is just like a park with like tons of flowers, and you just go through the plants, and it was fall, so a lot of them were having seeds, so I just harvested so many seeds, and I just have a ton of seeds. I don't know what they are. It's all gonna be a surprise. Now I do still have some ciboulette here, like before. I do have some onion evergreen bunching. These guys, I have no idea where this package is from. Still some, oh, it's chive. The ciboulette is chives I was looking for. I do have some spinach. These guys were successful too, but like I said, my first year I did plant a lot of these in my greenhouse to have some early, which I did, sort of did, but not that much, and it didn't take long for them to go to seed in the greenhouse when I could have just planted them outside and have them a little bit later, but not that much, and have them for a long time. The onions. I have yellow of Parma, Globo, and yellow Cipollini. And honestly, I did plant some onions. I did start some seeds last year, but not a single one survived. I don't know what I did. It was my first time starting onions, so it's no big deal, but I did have a lot of onions, but I did end up buying these bulbs in the store. So I will try these ones. I will see how it goes. If it's successful, next year I will buy some again, but if not, I think I will just go ahead with the bulbs for a few years and see how it goes. Now let's talk about peppers. You might just end up with the conclusion that peppers were not that successful with what I've said earlier, which would be true, except for the corbacci. These guys, I did plant them in the greenhouse. I did have a few of them, which was nice. In the end, I did have a few of them, but they were so tiny. I know that now I realize that buying, for example, these goggles it doesn't show the size on it. I think they are not big peppers, which is fine. But I was thinking to have these peppers like in the grocery store. I have the King of the North sweet pepper, the banana, the chocolate, Gogozor again, the albino bullnose. I did have a few of them, but they were like this big. The Dohil, the Banada, the Aji Cachucha. I don't know how it's called, but let's just say it's called like that. And I didn't have any of these, nor the Habanadas. Yeah, so my conclusion is to not even try outside, to be fair. I will use my greenhouse for tomatoes, peppers, melons, and cucumbers. That's it. I will grow these to have the fun and the flavor. But everyone in my area that I saw having success with peppers actually used some store-bought seeds from the store-bought peppers. So I've been saving some of the biggest ones I bought, and I'm gonna try this because these are really nice, but I really need the production to be able to make my salsas and stuff like that. Can't wait to try it. I can't wait to try it, honestly. So this is what I had. I hope it was not too boring, because now we're gonna start with the stuff I bought. We will start with this box, which is actually pretty full, but this is the one I bought, like I said, for my fall garden. So I did have a few of them already, and I will have to clean this mess up a little bit. I'm gonna go a little bit fast because, I mean, it's gonna be redundant. I did buy some from WH Perron, some carrots. These are a ribbon. I just had like 2 carrots, and I think I sold like 1,000 last year. So I was really not successful. I decided to just try again, of course, but go with the ribbon, so at least the spacing won't be an issue. Nothing growed. So I do have some more spinach, verdil. Oh yeah, I did have some rhubarb here, but nothing came out of it. I'm gonna try again, of course, but I did order some plants from a tree shop from which I bought a lot of trees this year. And I did have some tomatillo, and my tomatillos in the greenhouse were so successful. The thing is, I don't really like them. I just realized I don't really like them, but they just brought in so many pollinators, which is a good thing for them, a bad thing for me, because I don't really like hanging around, especially these big guys. How are they called? You know, the big, they're not mean in any way, but they were just all around, which is nice. I might plant one in my greenhouse to bring them in and have some pollinators of this. These really help, I'm pretty sure, with the success of my greenhouse, because there were so many of them. I just don't like hanging around them. So I have watermelon radish that I did not grow yet, that I can't wait to start. I did buy a ton of sugar snap peas because these ones were one of our favorite snacks. Parsley again, some more cucumbers, plant Hollande. I don't know why this isn't there. I think I did use these for my growing tower. Maybe that's why it's in there. Ground cherries. I did have one plant of ground cherry that did not produce much, but I just remembered how I love it. The kids love it, but they barely had any because there was one cherry once in a while. I ate it. So I want to have many of them this year. Some more blue curled Scotch kale. Some red Ursa kale. Lacinato kale. This one I did not have any this year. I don't know why. I think it's not the first time I have it, but I didn't have any. Some leeks. My leeks didn't grow this year either, but like I said, I need to be more serious. These guys are one of my favorite discovery. The tatsoi. I really like them. They grow soon, they grow well, so I want my garden to be full of it for the next fall. Some Cascadia snap peas again. Voyageurs. The little ones I was talking about earlier are really like these, but these voyageurs, a voyage is a trip, so the voyageurs would be, they were called like that because they were used for people who were traveling. Because look at them, they were easily ripped apart and you could just eat the tomato piece by piece when traveling. And the little ones I was talking earlier, imagine something like that, but like this big. They were super cute. These ones I never tried, but when I saw them I was like, oh, they're nice. So we will try this year. Why did I buy this? I guess I had to try the Red Venture celery. I thought I would just go with the tall Utah, but seems like I won't. Some more broccoli. Some more kale and purple broccoli and onions and stuff that I just mentioned earlier. I have some more carrots. I think I tried a few. These are hybrid varieties that I just decided to try last year. I was like, no hybrids. I don't know why, but I just decided to go ahead with some hybrids made for where I live and see, because these guys, they say to plant them between the 1st and May 25th. I'm guessing they are not made to be planted here, so I will probably go for the May 25th. But yeah, more tatsoi, beets. I did have one package of beets last year. This is it. I did plant a few of them because I was not sure. I like, you know, those pickled beets. But I never cooked them. I was not sure if my family would love them, and turns out I did roast these guys and they were really good. The kids like them, and like I said in one of the pantry challenge video, we're going to church once a week, and they often have these pickled beets, and the kids really like them. So since it grows well here and it does store well, of course we will go ahead. I did not buy more beets, but I will finish probably this package and try that. So more lettuce, because I like them. But for the garden tower and now my hydroponic system, I figured that I would go through these quite fast. I have some 42 days tomato. I got these for free last year when I ordered. These guys should go in the greenhouse. If I put them in the greenhouse, that means I could have some tomatoes by mid-July, which is nice. Some more spinach. These guys, these micro-tom tomatoes. I do have some micro-tom and orange hat. I did buy these last year thinking I would have them grow inside, which I did, but I did just have a few plants, so it was not something that I could feed my family on. I had maybe a few tomatoes, and it was not... I mean, I would plant these in my garden tower. I don't know which I planted. I think I did plant some of these. I have some tomatoes growing right now, some tomato plants, not the fruits yet. Some more tatsoi, some more snack peas, coriander, spinach, and épinards fraises, which would translate with strawberry spinach. Never had this one succeed, but really excited about it. Gonna try. So this is one box, the biggest box. These ones are some I ordered right before Christmas when I decided to focus. Not as bad as last year, but still getting hard. Okay, so when I ordered these, I had some intent. This here is the dog. The dog is making trouble.
Laissez bébé. Laissez bébé.
If she's gonna interrupt, at least I'll show her a little bit, right? Look at her, she doesn't have any tail.
Oh, tu bébé, tu bébé. Tu bébé, tu bébé.
Il est fringant. Oh là là, le beau chien. Okay. Like I was saying, I had some intent. I did not want to just go like last year and just order everything that seemed nice. I still have those that seem nice. I can't remember what my intent was for each one of them, but I have a good idea. See, I have this 2 package of winter cabbage. These are hybrids, and my plan was, see, they say plant inside and indoor between the April 1st and April 15th. Transplant outside on May 25th. I always have to do this a little later because these don't take into account that I'm in zone 2 and that, I mean, it's colder and our season is shorter, but I took it specifically for my fall garden. I have some ground cherry, like I said earlier. Ground cherry, golden husk, golden untreated. I need to start it between March 1st and 15th. Wow, that is soon. But like I said, we loved ground cherry. I now see this year was a good gardening learning experience, but also a good learning experience as far as what my family likes. They loved sugar snap peas, which to be fair is pretty much a given, but I was not sure if they would like ground cherry. They did. I dream of having this bowl, you know, just bowl of ground cherries on the table that they could just snack on all summer long. This is my plan. Okay, so these ones I was watching Whispering Willow Farm, and she mentioned why she took hybrids, and she's the one that influenced me into going with hybrids. This is not like out of my own head. I was highly influenced by her, and she mentioned that by taking some hybrids that were created specifically for like greenhouse or cold weather or stuff like that, that she would have so much success. And she said she needs for her family of 15 tomato plants, if I recall, 15 or 16 tomato plants to be able to provide for her family all year long with hybrid varieties. I am not saying I will be able to do what she does, because she lives in a much warmer place. Her high tunnel is a lot higher than my greenhouse, and they go really high in hers. And she's a lot more experienced. Her soil is a lot more built than mine. But I figured that in the middle spot of my greenhouse, I could fit 16 tomato plants. So I figured that if I do something similar and I used just this space for these guys, I have some grape tomato and some greenhouse tomato here, all made for the greenhouse. If I just have these 16 plants for my production, even if I don't provide for my family completely, I will still have some tomatoes outside, because I still want to grow all the other tomatoes I showed you earlier, and I will have place for some other in the greenhouse. So because I did have to buy, I think I bought something like 50 pounds of tomatoes last year, and I think it was pretty, with what I've grown. I don't know how much I've grown, but with what I've grown, and 40 to 50 pounds bought from local gardeners, I'm thinking that it should like help a lot on my self-sufficiency when it comes to tomatoes. And I'm gonna test that, and if it works, if it works like my mind think it's gonna work, because this is not something that is just like always working the way we want to. It should be nice, it should be fine. I should have a lot of them, and if not, well, I'm just gonna buy some, but probably less than last year, and I will just correct my trajectory for the year after that. So yeah, all 3 packages are made to grow in the greenhouse. So this is my plan for the greenhouse. And oh, I did buy some sweet corn. What made me choose these guys? What made me choose these guys is that with direct sowing, they are ready in 72 days. And this is really nice, because I mean, I would not believe it would have a year shorter than like 75 or 80 days. I mean, on paper it's 90 days. Last year it was something like 87. So 72 days is a really nice, yeah. So I have 500 seeds of these. So I can't wait to plant it. I just completely forgot about these. And I have some cucumbers. I have some European cucumbers and snacker cucumbers. Same principle as with the tomatoes. These are hybrid for the greenhouse. And I do like all the other varieties just to snack on and for fun. But I did buy, I would say maybe 30 pounds of cucumbers from, of small cucumbers, pickles, from a local farmer to ferment. I lost them all. I definitely tried something new with way too much food and wasted it all. I was not really proud of myself, but what did I learn? So same principle, to have some productivity. I would like my greenhouse to be like half productivity, half fun. These cold tender crops are my favorite. So this is what sucks, but I mean, I'm gonna grow them in the greenhouse and have fun with them. Now these, I just received them like a few days ago. I told myself I would not buy seeds, like I said earlier. I don't remember what I bought, but I know it's not, I know they were thought true, but oh, okay. So we have the, so this is a, it's radis noir d'hiver, so I would translate it for like black winter radish. I did not remember buying it, but it was given as a gift. These guys take 45 days. They grow from 5 to 22 degrees Celsius. So I'm pretty sure these will grow pretty well. Oh yeah, I wanted to buy more. I was thinking about my garden and thinking that I had not much to preserve for the year other than tomatoes. So I did go for a lot of beans. So I did buy some black beans. You can see the influence influencers can have on me, because I did not think I wanted to shell peas, but seeing Jess from Roots and Refuge shell peas, I was like, oh, man, I just want to shell peas. Same thing with some fortin haricots. So my kids are not all fans of beans, but I do. I mean, they still eat them. They don't have much choice. I think this is a really nice thing to have, to be self-sufficient on. I don't think I'm gonna be this year, of course, but I think it's the time to start. These are Henderson bush, because last year my beans, green beans and purple beans, they were like, I just had so many of them. These guys, I think I have been self-sufficient on. I still have a lot of them. I might go through them in the pantry challenge, but I still have many frozen ones. These ones, the poisson, I don't know how it's called in English. I've seen so many people just go crazy about these. I figured I will just try them out. I did buy some more early Russians pickles to pickle along with the other ones I have. This guy takes 70 days. It's a concombre des Antilles. Takes 70 days to grow. I figured I could try them out. I think I really want some cherry tomatoes. Some ground cherries, I mean, because I do still have another package of these. Some more black beans. I did buy some souchet. I have no idea what these guys taste, what they look like as a plant, or how it's called in English. I know that I did buy some last year, and they were in the only box that broke that had water for some reason go in it and completely rot. It was like my special seeds box, and they all just were completely wasted. I think these guys are like peanuts. I have now these Queen of Malinalco tomatillos. I bought these because I've never seen these guys before. I actually always see the same two tomatillo plants, and since I don't really like them, I figured, but like I said, I want to have them still because of the attraction they have. I decided I will try these guys because they will probably attract as much as the other ones, and maybe I will prefer them. Some daikon radish. I don't usually like those. I've had some in the past. I did not really like them, but I don't really like radish in the first place, and this year I discovered that I like cooked radish. So the daikon, I will give this a try this year because we might like them cooked. Some more snap peas, two packages, but these guys are purple. I figured that sometimes it's just all we need, a little change in color, because the kids really do like the snap peas, but after 3 weeks of having them in their snacks, they're like, can we have something else? And this will bring some variety. Some more snap peas. I really went crazy on this one. I did buy some cayenne ring of fire peppers and some cherry sentesi. These ones I bought to be able to make some hot sauce because we like hot sauce, and I did make like 2 jars. I can't even remember which. I think I just bought some cayenne peppers from the market, but I'm not 100% sure, but I did not make as much as I would have liked. We're almost done. This one is some more black beans, and these are some Fisher's Earliest corn, which take, it's not written, but I think I must have read on the website that it was early. Some more corn, so we might be more successful this year with the corn. That is it. Oh my gosh. I thought I did not go that crazy because I did not have, you know, like one single order of like $300 like last year, but turns out it's still a lot of seeds to show. It might not have been necessary to show the ones I had, but I think it was a nice reminder for myself of what I had and why, and what worked and what didn't. I hope you enjoyed it. This definitely gave me the urge to start to prepare. I was kind of still in my lazy winter self, not really wanting to prepare the garden yet, but that's going to happen soon. So thanks for watching me, and see you next time. Bye.